Hello all, and welcome back to another episode of Mastercraft Fishing. And thank you for all the new subscribers that have joined on. I've lost two, then I gained two, then I lose two, then I gain two, and well, basically that's just part of the game. That's how it all works. So I pretty much thought that I was going to lose some. Some are probably customers. Some are probably people from the past when I was doing machining videos and building a machine. But if you're looking for machining videos, don't worry, they're coming up. I am a mold maker by trade, so I will be doing CAD CAM and mold stuff. It's all just going to be fishing orientated, and we're just going to make molds for lures and paint lures and all of that fun stuff. So on today's episode, what we're going to do is we're going to do something a little bit different. I picked up a new material. In one of the previous videos, I had shown you two materials I had picked up from Michael's. And today we're going to use the second material, and I had to put a little thought into it and wonder what I was going to paint. So what I have here is a Booyah Frog, and it is the yellow and black pattern. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to do this pattern. It's nice and easy, and I just have a new material. I mean, this thing may come out horrible, but I'm not sure. That's why painting lures is fun. You just never know what you're going to turn out with every time you find something new for a mask and you just want to try it out. So that's what we're going to do today. This will be a pretty quick video because, as you see, the lure is mainly all black. I mean, it has a few little gold dots on the side there, which, you know, we could paint in if we want, and we might do so. But so that's it. Basically, you're just going to need two colors today. So grab your beverage of choice and grab your paints and come along and have fun. Let's paint something. Alrighty, we'll see you over at the paint booth. Okay, so we have our lure here. This is just a regular style 1.5 crankbait. It's actually from dingerbaits.com, and it's basically got some rattles, and I guess it's sort of like a one knock in a way. And let's leave that there for a second. And so we're going to copy this pattern on here. And we don't know if we're going to put in this gold yet. We'll probably put some red eyes on it because this kind of has a red and a yellow. But the thing about this pattern is it's going to be black, and then it'll have this pattern but all the way around it. So what I may do is since it's going to, you know, have the yellow spots like this all the way around on the black body, is I was thinking of using this green, which is sort of it's a color that I sort of mixed up together. It's got a little brown and black and some other stuff, and it makes a really nice color. I was thinking maybe we do a scale pattern on the bottom. Once our black or our yellow goes on, we'll probably start with the yellow. Then we'll do the green scale pattern. Or it's going to have to be reversed, won't it? Yes. So we'll do our green, and then we'll do our black, and then we'll do our yellow. And with the yellow, we're going to use this scale pattern here. But we're going to use these big holes. And once I show you it in a bigger strip form, which I can do right now, you're going to see there's a little section here, a V section. See that? We're going to wrap this around the bait. And this is going to create our yellow dots. Hopefully. We're going to give it a shot. It may look horrible, but you're in with me on this one too. So I guess you're just going to have to try to choose a mask that's got some, big holes in it. Really doesn't matter. You could probably even, chop some paper and, create something that you could wrap around as well. And it would achieve the same goal. If you had this and just use a piece of paper and sprayed, you would get the same effect as if you were to wrap this around. Okay, so let's get started here. Okay, now that we've got our green loaded up in our airbrush, we're just going to, instead of our base coat, if you remember from previous videos, I said that you don't need to start out with a white base. A white base is easier because paint shows up a lot better, but when you're using all dark colors, the darker you go, and then if you put something light on top of it, it'll show up just the same. So here we go. Test out our airbrush. And just light coats in the beginning, guys. So we have nice light coats going on. I'm not trying to really douse this thing yet. And we need a little more paint. That should do. Just a touch more. Get it all covered. Go on that tail. Let's run this airbrush out of paint. It's almost out now. So I know I usually show you, and here is our nice green color. And this was just a color that I came up with. I kind of made it into an army green, if you will. And as an artist, painting lures, you're going to be coming up with your own paint combinations. It's kind of what everyone does. You don't realize that at first until you start, experimenting a little, and you're like, how could I get this green a little darker? And, how could I shade it a little differently? And so you'll start mixing colors together, and before you know it, you'll have bottles that you're going to have to label so that you know exactly what it is, custom paint, called whatever you decide to call it. Okay, so now we have our scale pattern on here, and what we're going to do is we're going to paint over this in black so that we leave the black scale pattern underneath, and actually it'll be the green scale pattern underneath. The black will be covering it, and then we'll come in with our yellow and we'll tag this in there. Okay, so let's get started. We have our black loaded up in our airbrush, and we're just gonna see how everything's working. Everything's going good. Just want to coat this whole thing in black. And you don't really want too much paint on here, because remember, when you put too much paint on a mask, what happens? You end up with, whoop, and we're getting a clog. Okay. Because my airbrush was not turned on. I mean my compressor. But back to what I was saying, if you put too much paint on, you're going to get bumps. and we don't like bumps in our clear coat, so make sure you got everything. You want to get in here a little more. So we have our mask off now, and unfortunately I should have probably used a little brighter color than green, because it's not really showing through like I wanted. It's there. It's definitely there, but I think by the time the yellow gets on here, you're not really going to even notice it much. Oh well, I mean, that's why we're experimenting. So my thoughts on this mask or scale pattern, whatever you want to call it, so far is I'm thinking that there's going to be more yellow than black, and it's not exactly what I'm going to be going for. I think down here is going to look really cool though. I don't know. That's why we're experimenting though. That's what makes this a really fun hobby, is you never know what you're going to get until you just do it. So, well, we have our nice bright yellow loaded, and okay, here goes nothing. See if everything's kind of working, and it seems once I get my compressor started again, and make sure we get all the cleaner out of the paint, because we don't want it to run. Here we go. So far, so good. It's kind of hard covering up this black with the yellow, that's for sure. We're getting there though. Just kind of want to take it easy with the paint layers and make sure that you're not going to just soak this thing. Okay, well, we got our yellow on there. So what we're going to do is we're going to heat set this, and then we'll take this off and see what exactly we got here. Well, I haven't really ever showed you the unmasking process, but I guess we're in together on this one, so let's see what we got. So basically you just take off all your clips here. And just put them down. I have a little container beside me that these will go in after. It's good to have little containers for stuff. Okay, almost done here. One more. Alright, so now you just kind of want to separate it and make sure that nothing's tangled, because you're going to want to pull this off quick. Ooh, it kind of looks cool, actually. Alrighty, there we go. And there is our lure. Actually, I kind of like that. I'm glad that we tried that today. It looks like a sort of a bumblebee or something. I mean, it's got a lot of coolness to it. I don't think I'm going to change a thing. I thought about coming in, you know, on the belly and putting, you know, maybe a little black or something, but I mean, I got a little bit of a fade mark here, but I think, you know, the shadow contrast might be okay. So let's put some eyes in this. We'll go back over to the bench and we'll give this a dip. So we're back over at the bench, and now I can show you the lure as its final paint job there. You can see that little bit of a fade there, but we're going to keep that. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. Looks kind of nice. The only thing I have to do is take this tape off the bill here, and we're about to pop in some eyes. So let's lay that there, and if I can get them off the table, these are the eyes we're going to choose. A nice red should be good, and because this is, you know, a little red with black, but it'll be all right. And there's the pattern we're going for, and it came out pretty good, I think. Now we have our hanger installed, and everything's on there. We have the eyes in, and everything looks great. So I made sure that there was no paint that had flaked up from pulling the mask off. There's another thing you're going to want to do. Otherwise you're going to get you know, a little bump in your clear coat. But because this clear coat doesn't go on as thick as some of the other clear coat options that you have, which I'm still going to make that video on. It'll just be a really short one. So let's get our KBS open, and you want to keep this thing super sealed, otherwise you're going to have trouble. And what I generally do is I dip it once, and then after it hardens for a whole day, I will dip it again. So let me just scoot over my paper here a bit so I don't drip on the table. Okay, here goes nothing. So we want to go down slow. Make sure we got all the bubbles out. And we want to come up slow. Hang there for a second, and then we'll do it once again, just to make sure we get all our bubbles out of there. Let it sit for a minute. Pull it on out nice and slow. And there we go. That'll do it. It's kind of let, you know, a lot of the excess drip off back into your bottle, and then that way there you won't have a big drip line going to your little hanger system that you've got. So let's move it on over. Okay, that does that. But we have to make sure we get this sealed again, so we'll put our saran wrap on there. I don't know which side was which. It looks like this. Guess it really wouldn't matter in the end. And I haven't really found if you have to change this, but I think I'm going to, because it's starting to get some ripples in the plastic itself. There we go. Nice tight seal. Put that off to the side. Okay, we're still doing this subscriber giveaway. We're actually moving slow. We haven't really moved ahead. We're still at 783 subscribers, and when we hit 800, that's when we'll do our giveaway for all the fishing lures and everything. Be sure to check out our Etsy shop at Mastercraft Fishing, and that's all you'll have to do is just type that in when you get to Etsy, and it'll bring you right to our shop. And that's where we list all of our lures, and we also have ice fishing gear, and we'll be going into that a little bit later. We'll do a video of all the products that we offer. Well, that pretty much concludes our episode for today, and so we will see you next week. All right, bye guys.